Hi folks, another video from Rusty Fishbones. We have a list box here with countries of origin, or a list of countries. So what we want to do is we want to use a thing called ApplyMap. It's basically Qlikview's version of a VLOOKUP in Excel. So what we're trying to do is we're going to try and say, okay, Andorra, Argentina, Armenia, and so on. They all belong to a continent, so we're trying to bring in a list of countries and the continent to which they belong to, and then try and bring that in so that you don't have to mess up any tables. So first thing we're going to do is press Control E to go into the script. We're going to create a new tab called Mapping, because what we're trying to do here is we're going to create mapping tables. Now the thing about mapping tables is you have to create, we're going to have to promote it, so it needs to precede or become before the main table. So once we've created the mapping tab, go into table files. I downloaded this from the net. It's called I named a country map, so it's basically a list of countries and the continent to which they belong to. So if I double click this, get options, so it's an Excel spreadsheet. Labels, I want to choose embedded labels, and we've got country of origin and the continent to which it belongs to, so Algeria, Africa, and so on. Click finish. I'm going to rename this. It's called country map and colon, and then underneath that we're going to say mapping, because it is a mapping table. So basically a mapping table has to precede the main table, which is this table here, so that contains all the data. A mapping table has to only have two columns, so in this instance it's the country of origin and the continent, so it must remain that way. So name it, put mapping before the load sequence, and only have two columns. And then in your main table, just underneath country of origin, press enter and type in the following: apply map, open your parentheses, go back into your mapping table, copy the name of the table, go back into your main, it needs to be in single quotes, paste. Then after the last single quote, that encloses basically the table that you're doing a lookup against. If you can understand this, apply map is like the lookup function. So you're basically saying VLOOKUP, the table that you want to look up, comma, the field that you want to look up against, which is country of origin, so you can copy this, and paste, comma, if there's an error. So in Excel you would say you put 0 after the 2, so for an exact match. So in this we're going to say unclassified, so if anything comes back that's not matching what we're looking for, close parentheses, as. And so you apply map against country of origin, which is in the mapping table, country of origin, and what we want back is continent. So if we copy that, go back into the main table and paste, and put a comma after that. So everything seems to be done now at the moment. So we've basically created a VLOOKUP against this table. The common factor between both is country of origin, and if it's wrong it's going to be unclassified, or if it's not matched, I'm going to name it as continent, because that's what we want to get back. So if I click reload, now what I can do is I can create a new list box in the file that I've been using, choose continent, and now I can choose Africa, Asia, Europe, and you can see we have got one unclassified, which I don't even know the name of that country, Qlikview. I got that from a previous download of countries of the world. But again, it goes to show that the unclassified bit of the script works because everything else is working fine. The only one unclassified is this country called Qlikview. Never even heard of it before. And what you can do is then go into the Excel spreadsheet that contains, or the CSV file, whatever it is, that contains the list of your countries, and you can add that in because you're missing it. But otherwise, if you didn't put that into the script, you would never find it. So that's basically what we've learned there. Is we've we had a list of I'm just going to clear this again. We had a list of countries. We didn't know what continent we were from. I downloaded a list from the internet that had all countries of the world that had the continent they were from, and I used basically an ApplyMap. That's an equivalent version of an Excel VLOOKUP that looked up one against the other and gave back the continent. So you can see we can switch between Africa. I haven't chosen date, but 2010, Europe, Asia, Africa, North America, Oceania, South America, and the unclassified is this country I've never heard of. Anyway, that's pretty much it. That's how a simple version of the ApplyMap function. What I will say is, a guy called Steve Dark from Quintelligence, he's he's got some videos on YouTube, and he has got a blog post on ApplyMap. It didn't work for me because, listen, it's brilliant, but it didn't work for me because I'm more of a visual person. Um, but it is pretty good for those of you that like to read text. It's pretty good. So check that out first, and then attempt, because there is many different scenarios to the ApplyMap function, or the VLOOKUP version of in Qlikview for Excel. So I hope that helps, and I'll see you next video. Thanks a lot. Cheers.